right, people, we're going to do a 10-team PPR mock draft, live action style here. Once again, I am Travis Ray. We got Jason Worsam at the helm. So for me, I'm going to be taking at the 8 spot. Once again, 10-team here.
Be pulling up at the 4 spot. Probably get either a David Johnson or maybe an Antonio Brown out of the 4 hole. Looks like it's about ready to get started. And the first guy, no surprises here, took Todd Gurley. And we got Ezekiel Elliott right after that. It's a little bit of a surprise, I think, just because Le'Veon's holding out of camp. Bumped Elliott up to the 2 hole.
See, Bell was like touching on prostitutes or strippers or something on some video. I mean, maybe slipping a little bit off-season stupidity.
I mean, you know, I
don't know if
strippers.
Zeke's much better off-season.
Hang out as strippers isn't illegal. Odell Beckham Jr. gets to smoke blunts while hookers do lines of blow and
for $1,000
over on the side of the camera here, and nothing fucking ever brought up about that. So I think Le'Veon's good.
All right, Le'Veon's off at 3. Who you got here?
I'm just gonna go. Running back's been going early. A lot earlier this year than a lot of other drafts. So I'm just going to play it safe, get an every down back, get the heart and soul of the offense, get me some David Johnson right here at number 4.
All right, Kamara off the board at number 5.
See, 5. So, even Kamara over Antonio Brown. I don't know if I'd necessarily get that crazy out there, but I mean, you know, the hype train is a rolling.
All right, there's Antonio Brown and number 6. And if you're at number 6 and you get the best wide receiver, I feel like you've got to be feeling really good about it. But I really think in these drafts, it's so running back RB1 heavy that in the first 2 rounds, you need at least one of these big boy running backs.
Yeah, at least in the first 2 rounds. If you don't come out of the first 2 rounds without a running back, you're probably looking to be in pretty dire straits later on in the draft, even though these are 10-team leagues. We might be a little bit easier for us to scoop up those double-digit sexy boys. Got Saquon Barkley just went at 7, and now you are up.
All right, so I talked about getting the running back. There's still, in my mind, I think there's 5 legitimate RB1s left here. So I'm going to pass on one, and I'm going to take, in my mind, the second best wide receiver, and that's DeAndre Hopkins. I don't even think this guy has any problem as long as Brock Osweiler is not throwing him the football.
Yeah. Even when
it doesn't
Deshaun
matter
Watson went
who's
down.
throwing it to him, as long as it's not Brock Osweiler, I think he's going to do just fine.
He was still putting up very high-end wide receiver 1 numbers with the likes of Tom Savage at the helm after Watson went down last year. So we're looking to get possibly a whole 16-game slate out of Deshaun Watson. I mean, there is no reason to believe that a guy like DeAndre Hopkins can't finish as number 1 wide receiver. He was, like a half point off of doing so last season? So, I mean, all in on the DeAndre Hopkins out of the 8 spot. Could easily lead the league in targets, no problem. Got Kareem Hunt at 9. We got Dalvin Cook and Melvin Gordon there at the turn. Got some Odell Beckham Jr. And now you are up again. What do you think? Going running back?
Just
because, you know,
like I said, I got to get one of those running backs. Those 3 running backs that just went, and Hunt, Cook, and Gordon. I love all 3 of those guys. This is the 4th of the 5th that I was saying that I love much more than a Howard, who would be my 5th. And I'm taking Leonard Fournette here. This is a guy, he's the workhorse. He is a feature back in this offense, looking to get, 50, even 60 catches on top of it.
Showed up in shape, too, didn't he? In camp, showed
He
up in really
weight.
good shape.
He's at his college weight at LSU, so about 15 pounds lighter than what he did coming in as a rookie.
Committed. All in on the Leonard Fournette train. We got Michael Thomas. Got a little wide receiver run after him. We got Michael Thomas. We got Keenan Allen, who another guy who could easily lead the NFL in targets in Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen led the league last year in red zone targets.
Which is, who saw that coming? I mean, you're thinking about
If
red
you're
zone
talking
targets,
this
think
guy
about
was
Hopkins, you think about guys like OBJ, but then and you think about Julio, but I mean, Julio ain't the touchdown man.
The touchdowns haven't been there for him.
His whole career, he's only had 1 season in double-digit touchdowns. I think he had like 10 or 11 that year.
But I do love Keenan Allen. The health does not scare me. This guy was, 6 PPR wide receiver last year. It wouldn't shock me if that even improves this year.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Who knows? I mean, Keenan Allen could easily outscore, a Michael Thomas or these 2 guys that just went after him, Julio Jones. And then now I am up, and I am going to get down, keep this wide receiver run going. I went David Johnson in the first. I think I'm staring at best available wide receivers right now. I'm looking at Devontae Adams, looking at A.J. Green. But I think I'm going to stick with the player from the much better offense in Green Bay. Going to get me some Devontae Adams, even though I'm a Packer hater.
I mean, he's a guy who sky's the limit. Jordy is out. If Roger is playing,
Touchdowns have always been there for Devontae Adams. He is a touchdown magnet.
He's never gone over 1,000 yards. This is the year. It has to be. He's going to be the main guy in that offense through the air. And the guy I was talking about that I think is the last true RB1 in Jordan Howard, even though I feel like Fournette to Howard is a pretty big cliff, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you look at these ADPs and PPR, and you see guys like Jerick McKinnon getting drafted above Jordan Howard. I think that's absolute blasphemy. You look at the numbers.
Even a guy like Christian McCaffrey, but I mean, McCaffrey did catch 80 balls last year.
Jordan Howard has like 500 more rushing yards in his first 2 years in the NFL than McKinnon has had his entire career, his 4 seasons in the NFL. McKinnon's average under 4 yards a carry. His last 2 years at 3.8 and 3.4 in 2016 at 3.4.
I mean, even last year, when Cook went down, you talk about McKinnon.
It was Latavius Murray show.
Latavius Murray
He was
played
the bell
almost
cow.
better than McKinnon down the stretch for him.
Yeah, and you're thinking like Latavius Murray's not a fucking world beater. So you're thinking guys like Matt Breida and maybe even a guy like Joe Williams who's been looking good in camp out there could easily just eat into this McKinnon cheese, and if that's the score, this ADP second round for McKinnon is just gross in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna look, if we're talking 12 teams, I know this is 10, but typically in 12 teams, McKinnon's going
He's going
off
right
in the
before
second.
Howard. Right before Howard.
McCaffrey's going off in the second. Howard's going off in the second. And I would pick, of those three, I think McKinnon easily is my last on the list.
We got Mike Evans, we got Doug Baldwin. At the turn, we got Baldwin and Kenyon Drake. And I mean, Kenyon Drake, I think that's paying the piper. First pick of the third round of a 10-team league. That's too rich for my blood. We got Christian McCaffrey right after that. And then Devontae Freeman. And I was picking between Devontae Adams and A.J. Green in the second round. And
Might as well just get both.
A.J. Green is still there. So I was thinking about going running back, receiver, running back. But with A.J. Green still available, looking sexy deluxe, I think
you're
I'm going to
just
scoop
hating
him up.
on McKinnon anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You look at who I got. McCoy was available, Mixon, and McKinnon. I think you got to take A.J. Green hands down over any one of those three guys.
All right. So McKinnon just did go there. McCoy off the board. And obviously he's only sliding because of off-field issues. We'll see. I mean, who knows? You're talking mid-third, McCoy could be the...
Motherfuckers had the pitchfork out without any fucking, I mean, there was no proof of this. He was already released from not even being in the area, so he hired these goons to do this. And I mean, maybe it could have happened. I mean, I'm not like saying McCoy's a good guy or anything, because I don't necessarily think that's the fucking score. But I mean, we'll put the pitchforks away for now, and I guess draft him with confidence here in the third round.
I mean, I don't know about confidence, but I feel like...
If he plays the whole season, that's a steal in the third round for a guy that's going to be that heavily involved in his offense. I mean, he's going to be there everything.
That's all there is there.
He's going to be PPR madman if he plays 16
All right,
games.
the man beast, Rob Gronkowski just went. So I'm looking at a guy, I absolutely love this guy. We're talking T.Y. Hilton here. I just don't see, with Andrew Luck playing, that T.Y. Hilton is anything worse than a wide receiver one. I just don't think...
Middle range wide receiver 2, I'd say worst case scenario.
I mean, if Andrew Luck plays 16 games, I don't see how he's out of the top 12.
I mean, he's really all they fucking have. I mean, the Colts aren't looking... I mean, the Colts are still going to be looking to have to probably come from behind Andrew Luck.
There's reports that he's in the best
so.
shape of his life, that he is all in this year. Andrew Luck is healthy.
Who's pushing
he's the
for
only
targets? Ryan
guy.
Grant? I mean, fuck.
That is it.
That's it. That's literally it. And that's
they're looking. They
is
drafted
that?
2 rookie running backs who they're looking to that already looking to get in there and getting playing time just because they have no playmakers in this offense. You're talking Jack Doyle is your second best offensive player at the skill positions.
It's fucked. That's why I'm so high on that Neon Hines out there, because I mean, my goodness, give a guy with some quickness and some ability to make some moves in space, and he could easily start being on the field for a fucking team just drowning for talent like the Colts.
All right, Joe Mixon's off the board.
Thielen.
Adam Thielen. I do like Thielen. but it's just tough for me to go all in on him. Same with Diggs.
I don't think I've drafted Thielen in one mock draft thus far this year. I've done a fuck ton of them.
I mean, like me,
I've drafted Diggs, but I really don't think I've drafted Thielen thus far.
if you're looking at guys around, I mean, T.Y., you're talking T.Y. or Thielen, I feel like I'd take T.Y. all day. You're talking A.J. Green, Thielen, take A.J. Green. At the turn, just went Rodgers and Kelsey, and the guy that I'm taking right now, and Larry Fitzgerald.
I take him over Thielen, too.
I would take Fitzgerald over
Redraft
Thielen.
all day.
If you're talking basically the same guy, in a way, that you're talking, these guys are going to get, 90 catches and 1,000 yards. But Fitzgerald can at least find the end zone. I mean, Adam Thielen only had, 4 touchdowns last year? He had 1,100 yards, but Larry Fitzgerald's looking to get 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns.
I mean, the guy, last year he got you 109, got you 1,100, got you the 6 touchdowns. It was a little low on that touchdown range. I think you can get that back up in the 8 or 9 range.
This could be the best quarterback situation he's had in half a decade.
Yeah. All right, Diggs just went, then Amari Cooper. We got Darius Geis off the board. Now I am up, and I'm about to make a I'm not afraid anymore pick. I kind of shit on this guy earlier on in the offseason. But I'm thinking I'm going to start up Jay Ajayi here in the late 4th round. I am not fucking afraid anymore. When he played for the Eagles, he was well over 5 yards of fucking carry out there. Well, Garrett Blunt's out of town.
Didn't I try and tell you this earlier? He said he looked good with those limited touches.
He did look fucking good. I went back. I got more involved. Chalked out the numbers. Looked at some tape. I think even if Jason Peters is going to come back, even make that line. He never even got to play with Jason Peters. Come back, make that line just a little bit more sexy. We're talking about top 2, top 3 lines in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. So if he's looking to get all that first and second down work, he's a contract year guy, so he's hungry. And if the Eagles aren't looking to bring him back, I mean, they might as well just feed him till he dies out there. I mean,
He already has the degenerative knee issues, so they've got nothing to lose.
I mean, if they're not going to bring him back, they might as well just work the shit, just bleed him dry, whatever he's fucking got. Then send his ass to free agency. And if that's the case, talking redraft, talking all in.
Talking all in, get that handcuff later, I'm thinking.
Oh, well, handcuff deluxe on the JJ. Get yourself some Corey Clement, boys. But that's a double-digit round player, so he could be easily gotten as a handcuff.
All right, we got D-Train in the late 4th. I'm kind of coming strong with Demaryius Thomas lately.
Yeah, if Keenum can get anything,
I mean, if Keenan can give Stephon Diggs $75 million and make Adam Thielen a top 10 PPR wide receiver, I don't see how Case Keenum can't make D-Train relevant again in the fantasy world.
It's a pretty safe floor pick right there. Got Derrick Henry going at the turn. We got a guy who's a Chris Hogan believer. I mean, last pick of the 4th, Chris Hogan. We got Juju Smith-Schuster coming out of the chute there.
Hogan is a sell high all day long.
Oh, he goes out there. He gets it sexy for you for the first 2 or 3 weeks. You sell the shit out of that. Zach Ertz. We got Tyreek Hill just went, and now I'm up, and I'm thinking about getting a little frisky here. I'm thinking about how it's a 10-team league, and I can still get plenty of running back, wide receiver value, so I'm going to get a guy who I think can be a game changer at a position that I usually just fucking sleep on all fucking night. And I'm going to go out there. I know this is kind of a toss-up between Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, but I'm going to go since it's Doug Baldwin knee issues going on. Russell Wilson's fucking the talent around him isn't nearly as sexy deluxe as a guy like Deshaun Watson, so I'm going to fucking go Deshaun here.
I don't mind that at all, really.
I'm doing it.
Especially
see what we can get for my other running back.
Said, in these 10 teams, you can get guys, that are typically in this 5th round here, which where you're at. You're talking, you can get a guy, 7th round that you would get in this spot in 12-teamers, so why not? If you can get that high-end upside and know every week that you are winning that position battle.
I'm all in. He showed flashes of fucking excellence. All right, Brandon Cooks just went. He was a guy that I was probably considering if I didn't go to Deshaun Watson there. Alex Collin, Rashad Penny.
And I am not about Rashad Penny. I know they're talking
falling on
three down
favor
back, but Chris Carson is sneaking up boards here.
Taking a majority of the first team reps.
There's even reports about CJ Prosise trying to get involved. There's McKissick in there. I think it's a lot of mouths to feed. Carson does know the offense a little bit more. I just feel like Penny, who is going in the 4th round in 12 teams, I just feel like that is way too steep at this point for a rookie.
That is too steep for my blood.
All right, it's up to me here.
Who you going to get?
I still only got one running back, But I think there's more running backs to be had here, and I'm just going to get this PPR guy in Golden Tate. This guy's going to get you the 90 catches, the 1,000 yards, and he's got some really good weapons around him, and I don't think that's a bad thing. If you're talking about another year of Galladay on the outside, Marvin Jones played extremely well last year. We got Kerryon Johnson on the backfield. This is a guy who eats over the middle. I mean, they let tight ends walk last year, so I feel like this guy can just feast even more.
The Lions were the only team last year to have 2,000-yard wide receivers in Golden Tate and Marvin Jones. So their offense is huck-it-chuck-it football out there, and Golden Tate is a PPR warlord in full-point PPR leagues. We got Josh Gordon just went. That situation's getting fucky. I'm thinking about staying away from it.
Yeah, I'm at this point. I know they're just saying it could be, maybe just a little pause, a little timeout here.
There is pictures of him working out down in Gainesville, down at the Gators Stadium. I mean, he is grinding. There is pictures. I mean,
for me, I feel like
I think he's just trying to avoid Hard Knocks. I think he's trying to fucking avoid the circus that is the Hard Knocks, dude.
Truly, I am just. Josh Gordon's next undraftable.
I mean, if he is,
unless we're talking like 8th, 9th round, which it's not going to slide to. It's just too risky.
I'm not even talking football right here. I'm talking about life. If fucking he actually does high anxiety, I mean, dealing with a fucking shit show like Hard Knocks, where all they're going to talk about is his fucking problems and his fucking past and dig it up and blah blah blah. If that's going to force him to relapse, I say fuck it all. Then just stay clean, stay clear, Josh, and get back to you when those Hard Knocks fucks are out of fucking town, and we'll see what fucking transpires from there. But I'd rather see you go in with minimal training camp than to not go in at fucking all.
Then come visit us on the show, because we support you.
Fucking do love you, Josh. All right, Allen Robinson just went.
I thought about A-Rob over Golden Tate.
Jimmy Graham, Lamar Miller, and now you're on the clock again.
I'm going to get the running back situation going here. I've got Fournette as my RB1. I'm picking up the rookie, Ronald Jones. Out of all the rookies, if we're talking straight up ADPs out of the equation of these, first 4 or 5 rookie running backs, I feel like Ronald Jones is the guy who truly has a solidified role in this offense. When you're looking at a guy like Penny, you're looking at a guy like Royce Freeman, you're looking at Sony Michel, you're looking at Kerryon Johnson.
I mean, if we're talking ADP, I'm talking about give me Kerryon Johnson in that 9th, 10th round, though. I mean, Ronald Jones,
like he's got the highest upside out of those guys.
Sony Michel, Ronald Jones, Freeman are all going good 3 or 4 rounds higher.
Well, with Winston out the first 3 games, they could be leaning a little more on that running game as well.
All right, Mark Ingram just went. Marlon Mack, another guy I wouldn't touch. Got Emmanuel Sanders just go. And I'm going to keep it safe. I think I just talked about the Josh Gordon situation. If that doesn't pan out, I think, regardless, I think Jarvis Landry is a very solid late 6th round, 10-team league safety blanket flex play right here, and I'm going to fucking get me some of that.
Yeah, I actually really do like Jarvis Landry, especially with his average draft position going in the 6th round in 10 teams right now. Got Russell Wilson off the board. Marvin Jones, again, people kind of sleeping on him. He was the number 1
1,000-yard receiver last year. 1,000 yards. Sony Michel just went. Corey Davis, Alshon Jeffrey, Greg Olsen. I'm back up on the clock. And I've been looking at this Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver situation. You're talking about guys like Tyreek Hill are going into that, in 12-team leagues, they're going the 9th pick of the 3rd round. And Sammy Watson's going 7th pick of the 6th round. But I'm going to get him at the 4th pick of the 7th round because this is a 10-team league. And I think, they're talking about moving him all over the formation. Andy Reid, I mean, I think they're going to fucking be able to get some serious shit out of Sammy Watkins this year. If we're talking about if you must have a chief wide receiver on your fantasy team, I'd go with that 3 rounds later in Sammy Watkins over Tyreek Hill.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, it's almost, I don't want to say a fluke situation with Tyreek Hill, but you're talking, this guy was barely top 30 in targets last year at the wide receiver
28th
position.
in targets, finished 9th in total PPR points.
He made it count when he got the ball in his hand. He found the end zone. But with all these more weapons, not to mention basically a rookie quarterback. I almost said rookie. I mean, it's his 2nd year, but his first full year starting. They're going to be leaning on that run game a little bit more. So I just don't know when we're already talking barely top 30 targets. Maybe it slides into the 30s. And maybe...
Yes, I don't think his targets are going to go up. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I don't see how they could.
So I think Watkins is the safe play if you're going to get yourself a KC wide receiver.
Evan Ingram just went. Jamal Williams, Tom Brady, and now you are up.
I'm up. Here we go. Another running back. Going to get Tariq Cohen here. And once again, full PPR here. This is a guy who they're going to be looking to move all around the formation. Could be the Tyreek Hill in this offense. So this is a guy who could, see 60 catches.
Yeah, if you're looking at, he got like 50-some last year. There's no reason to think he can't possibly, with a little more of a workload, being on the field possibly with Jordan Howard at the same time. You can get this guy up into the 60, 70 catches range, make him a very relevant RB2. Got Carson Wentz just go at Deion Lewis. We got Crabtree.
What do you think about the Deion Lewis and the Derrick Henry situation?
I don't know. I mean, I think I do like Henry. I really do like Henry, but I just don't want to get invested on him being in my starting lineup week 1 and just have him go out there and just fucking shit it.
Like, if Deion Lewis isn't on Tennessee's roster, I truly believe Derrick Henry is a running back 1.
Have you seen a picture of Henry?
The guy's
Did
like
Henry and Lewis stand next to each other?
250 pounds with speed. He's a good running back. He can just wear teams out.
You see him in the picture with him and Deion Lewis standing next to each other? Looks like he's dropping Deion Lewis off to play with his fucking friends. Jesus Christ, he looks like his fucking dad.
In the college picture, it was him next to
Mark Ingram.
He's like a foot and a half shorter almost.
It's ridiculous.
All right, Crabtree, Julian Edelman. In 10 teams, I'd say get up on some Julian Edelman. If we're talking 8th round, Julian Edelman
Not
here.
bad.
I'm getting another running back here. I'm gonna get Tevin Coleman. This is a guy. If Freeman goes down, this is a legitimate, I think, back end running back 1. Also, if you're looking at keeper leagues or dynasty leagues, this is a guy who's in a contract year. So he could play some relevancy now, and if he actually walks, then he could actually find some better investment next year.
All right. Where we got going with Pierre Garçon, Drew Brees, Duke Johnson, and I am up. And this next guy I'm about to take is on my must-own fantasy players of 2018. Talking about Rex Burkhead, because you look at it, in every game last year that Rex Burkhead touched the ball 10 or more times, he scored at least 15 fantasy points. 15.3, like 19.3, 21.3, 25.3, and like 29.3. He had like 5 games where he touched the ball 10 or more times. Never touched the ball more than 15 times. But when he did touch the ball more than 10 times, he did 15.3 PPR points. And I think this year, with Deion Lewis out of town, James White, we know what his role is. And, Sony Michel's been fumbling. I've heard he's been fumbling at least once every day in camp thus far. And that spells bad fucking news for a guy that plays for a team like Belichick, who likes to bring rookies along slowly regardless. And you're fumbling, I just don't know. I think Burkhead is in for that 12 to 15 touches a game. And, I mean, if that's the case, I think we're talking about RB2 deluxe. And I just got him in the late 8th round. I am all in on the Burkhead this year. I think he's going to... There's no way he doesn't lead this backfield in touchdowns. No fucking chance.
Remember last year when I got the old sexy in some early mocks? Like, threw some 15-round flyers out there on the Rexy?
Fucking Rex Burkhead, bitches.
Will Fuller, who I really do like. If he's healthy out there, this guy has absolute huge upside. We're talking wide receiver 2 upside if he can stay healthy in this explosive offense.
Kirk Cousins, Randall Cobb, Cooper Kupp, another guy I like. And we're getting some rookies here. Royce Freeman and Kerryon Johnson just went off the board. And I
would like Kerryon Johnson a lot better than Royce Freeman.
I was gonna take Kerryon here, the guy in front of me. Fucking snake-eyed him. But I've been looking at another guy I like. You think about Robbie Anderson, you think about a little speed burner, then you look at his stats. I mean, he's skinny, he's only 190, but this motherfucker's like 6'3", 6'4". I mean, I don't know he is going in the 9th round here.
The Jets actually have a sneaky, decent wide receiving corps.
Yeah, I don't think that anything's going to really come of his off-field situation, and if that's the case, if it does, it's going to be like maybe 1, maybe 2 games. In this 9th round, drafting him as a non-starter, putting him on my bench, I am very safe feeling about drafting a guy like Robbie Anderson with that high ceiling. Almost had like what 50 yards short of 1,000 yards last year.
A very quiet year for putting up very
From week 6 through 13, I looked at it. He had 11.6 PPR or better week 6 through 13 last year. So there was a 7-game stretch where he was loving, used sexy as a wide receiver too.
All right, Matt Ryan is off. Devin Funchess is off. A little Chris Thompson, and you're talking about must-own draft players. I'm talking Kyle Rudolph in the late 9th round here. How does it get any better than this?
What?
We're talking, who loves tight ends more than Kirk Cousins? Maybe Alex Smith.
I was going to say Alex Smith.
I mean, but if we're talking here, Kyle Rudolph was what, second in tight ends and touchdowns last year? And now he gets a guy who absolutely loves his tight ends. I just don't see how there's any way this guy's outside top 5, top 6 PPR tight ends.
Tight ends are the hurt locker this year. You take those top 3 guys, and then it goes it's a crapshoot after that. I mean, Evan Ingram's like the kind of the charity 4th tight end right there. But there's no reason why a guy like Kyle Rudolph can't go out there and outscore Evan Ingram. I mean, there's just not. There's just no fun.
I mean, I don't really think Evan Ingram's that good. I think he just produced on the volume.
No,
he had a lot of drops.
All right.
A lot of drops.
All right. We got Marshawn Lynch, let's go, Carlos Hyde, Jordy Nelson, Jamison Crowder, and you were back in that ass.
All right. You know, I do like Jamison Crowder. I feel like Alex Smith, they've got, some stuff going on at practice, it sounds like. I'm going to get a guy, Marquise Goodwin. Last year, this guy's second half of the season was a must-start every week for you. We got Garoppolo back in the action for you. So I think Goodwin here, talking 10th round, guy off my bench. I mean, he could find his way into my starting lineup easy.
Jaguars D just went. That is not a shit pick, people. I am a believer on that 9th, 10th round Jag D. If you can't decide of which guy you want to put on your bench, and you're thinking about, I can wait a couple rounds to get some of these high upside players, I've been eyeing. You got to saddle it up, strap it on for the clear-cut #1 fantasy defense, baby, the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, Devontae Parker just went. That's some fun. I've been hearing that.
I just don't know why he's getting drafted still.
That corner, his own team. I can't remember the guy's name right now. It's fucking beyond me right now. But I guess he's been fucking stuck to him like glue all fucking camp. Devontae Parker has just been fucking cannot shake this guy. And while Danny Amendola's out there getting drafted in the 14th round,
I love Amendola,
and he's just getting no respect. I think Danny Amendola is going to lead this team in receptions. He's going to be that Jarvis
Landry role in this offense.
If he stays healthy, there's no fucking way he doesn't lead the team in receptions.
Oh, take that to the bank. If he stays healthy, I think he's going to be back end wide receiver 2, high end wide receiver 3. You're talking Tannehill, who with the last year he's healthy with Adam Gase's offense, had his best completion percentage and his highest QBR. Not to mention, this is his contract year, so he is all in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying draft Tannehill. I'm saying get that Amendola late.
Sterling Shepard just went. I am on the clock. We talked about the love of tight ends. We talked about Alex Smith. And he's moving to a guy like Jordan Reed, who I think, he seems to be more committed this year. Maybe he can somehow stay healthy. I'm not saying he's going to play a full season, so that's why you got to strap it on with a guy a little. You got to get yourself
one of those
tight
ends. Those boring, real consistent tight ends late. If you get a guy like Jordan Reed,
you get yourself a Bray, you get yourself a Jack Doyle.
But with his ADP right now, I feel like the upside is worth that risk of the pick.
Strapping on some Jordan Reed here in that 10th round. Cam Newton just went. Calvin Ridley. Robert Woods is gone. We got Jared Goff. We got the second defense in the Rams. Alan Hearns might back up, and I think it's time to bust out the handcuffs. Get me that handcuff for Jay Ajayi. Give me some Corey Clement. I probably might be able to wait a round or two, but I don't want to risk missing out on him when I got Jay Ajayi on my squad. It's the 11th round right now. Corey Clement, baby.
All right, we got the Garoppolo off with the porn stars. Everyone's on the porn stars.
I don't know why you would want to fuck a porn star necessarily.
I mean, if you're making $100 million
there's
you can't get anything classier than that. Garoppolo, you're a hot guy.
Exactly. There's plenty of hot bitches out there that aren't fucking getting fucking gangbanged on the regular. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you don't need no
Plenty of 'em.
penetration chick.
Totally plenty of them.
Like, dude, come on, Garoppolo. You're a handsome
Ridiculous.
guy.
I
You
don't
can
understand.
get
It's gotta
better.
be-
You're rich.
Come
on.
Yeah, I don't understand the fact.
Like, I almost feel bad for
fucking
him.
hot dogs in hallway situations. What's the fucking point of that shit? Sounds shitty.
All right, we got Mike Williams off. Stafford's off. I really want Stafford because this quarterback situation has dried up the last couple rounds. I'm going to get Andrew Luck here just for the strictly upside situation. Hopefully I can get a guy like Phillip Rivers maybe on the turn back here just to solidify that.
Well, we got the Vikings D just went. Delaney Walker, Eagles D, and Phillip Rivers are gone.
Right.
Uncle Phil is gone.
Uncle Phil's out, so let's see.
What do you got going on here?
You know what? I'm going to go Nyheim Hines here. We're talking rookie running back Indy. They drafted 2 rookie running backs this year. Hines is the more explosive of the two. And I just really think that 6th round Marlon Mack is completely disgusting.
Yeah, I can't get on that shit.
And I mean, if there's a guy who can be, I'm not saying this guy is as talented as Kamara, but if there's a guy that we're talking who has a similar format to a Kamara last year, where there's a guy getting drafted late, he's a backup to start, but has obviously more talent than guys ahead of him, I think this is it.
I'm behind fucking Colts running backs, baby. We got DJ Moore, we got George Kittle, we got Cameron Meredith, and I'm on the clock. Talked about him earlier when we talked about Rashad Penny, the guy who's taking the majority of first-team reps. I know the Seattle offensive line is shit. We're talking about late 12th round here on a possible guy who's going to be handling the majority of his team's carries to open the season. And strapping on some Chris Carson.
Yeah, his stock is doubled, it seems like, the last couple weeks here.
ADP's not going up, though. I just fucking 12th round. Jeez, that's no respect.
All right,
C.J. Anderson, Nelson Aguilar, Roethlisberger, Trey Burton. We got some Isaiah Crowell. I mean, this is another... A lot of other guys are like out there to Crowell, you know, he's gonna
the
mid-season
splurge,
and this and that, and I ain't fucking having any of it.
I mean, if you're looking at offensive lines, the Browns have a very good offensive
he's a jet
line.
now.
I know, but I'm saying, if you're looking at the Browns' offensive line, they had a very good offensive line. He did not have a good yards per carry.
I don't like the cut of his
you're
jib.
going to the Jets, the worst offensive line. This offense is struggling to move the ball. I just don't like him, period, personally either.
It does help him that Elijah McGuire is probably going to miss the start of the season.
They're talking he might be in jeopardy the whole season.
Yeah, it's dark out there. Well, there's no
And then he got Powell. That's it.
Call up DeMarco Murray. Say, don't retire, brother. We'll give you money.
You don't want to play for the Jets.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Well, I would. Give me $1 million. I'll play for the fuck you want. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Go out in
the middle of the street and rub one off. Fucking won't give me $1 million.
The Chargers.
Seriously, you got $1 million. We'll fucking make us that. We'll rub one out in the middle of the
Let's
street.
make this happen.
We'll go all in.
All right, who are you up here?
All right, I'm gonna take a PPR running back, 13th round. He's gonna be getting all that third down work for the Packers. Give me some time out, Montgomery, babe.
I like that.
I think it's a safe pick. I think it's a safe pick.
I feel like his role isn't going away by any means.
No.
I feel like he's almost still the favorite for touches out of the backfield.
I think it's a safe pick out there.
I feel like he's a guy that they want to use more than a guy like Jamal Williams or Aaron Jones.
I loaded up on a lot of wide receivers early. I got, 5, 6 wide receivers.
You got 5
in the first
9 rounds.
7 or 8 rounds. So I had to go out there, scoop me up some 3 running backs late who I think can, help my fantasy team at some point. We got Cameron Brate just went, Devontae Foreman.
I do like Devontae Foreman.
No, I don't know if he might start the season on the pup though. He's on that fucking his Achilles. Those Achilles injuries are bad.
I don't know if I'm more on the Foreman or more on the hate of the Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller's kind of, I don't know what it is about him, but
he's just like
they say he's in good shape.
I feel like Lamar's just a buzzkill everywhere.
I don't think there's anybody looking to
You
take
get all
his carries
hyped
though.
and get excited with that volume, and he just doesn't produce with that volume.
Looks like the volume might still be there with Foreman all fucking. Aaron Jones.
He is slid, but I'm in the suspension.
Oh,
but
you're up.
I'm up here. I got Andrew Luck. I could go real boring with Alex Smith, but this is a guy, we're talking about weapons in KC. On paper, this might be the best offense in terms of skill positions out there. So I'm going to give myself some Pat Mahomes here.
All right, Nick Chubb. We got Alex Smith off the board, couple of kickers, and now you are back on the clock.
All right. I'm looking at a backup tight end. I'm looking between Jack Doyle, Dave Njoku.
Probably take whatever you don't. Because I need my Jordan Reed safety play.
I feel like Rudolph is the safe pick, and I feel like Jack Doyle is kind of the same thing, a safe thing. I'm in a safe pick. I'm going to take Njoku here just because I feel like he could explode onto the scene here.
That's way higher upside than Jack Doyle.
Yeah, I feel like Tyrod Taylor does love his tight ends pretty good. You're looking, Charles Clay actually was relevant last year in the fantasy world. So I feel like Njoku, I mean, who has the talent, show flashes as a rookie, really has a chance to make a splash here as a second year.
All right, we got kicker, defense. I am up. I'm going to scoop up some Jack Doyle. I know he's not a world beater, but I think he can easily be a back in tight end one when and if Jordan Reed fucks me. All right, we got kicker, defense, another kicker. We got Kelvin Benjamin. We got Kenny Stills, and I'm up on the clock, and I'm going to try to get some Michael Gallup right here. What do you think? This thing's fucking me. Fuck. Oh, fuck.
New Orleans.
Timed out. Give me fucking Saints D.
All right.
Fuck Kindles. Fuck Kindles. You know what I'm saying? I'm recording with the iPad. Otherwise, we'd be fucking using that, using that to do this. But right now, I'm on the fucking Kindle.
Get that sponsor, Apple.
Come
on, Apple. I just bought an iPhone 8 today.
We're fucking recording.
Where's the sponsor?
Record on the iPad. Otherwise, because I can't record on the Kindle. We look like straight fucking potato dog shit. We look like fucking
like we're recording a Super Nintendo.
Throw us on the fucking standard def. Jesus.
All right, Gallup is off. I'm gonna take Kenny Galladay here in the 15th round. I feel like another year here. I feel like he.
I was looking at him with Gallup.
I really like him a lot in this offense here.
Yeah, you got to shoot for the stars here in these late rounds. And Gallup and Galladay are right up that fucking alley.
Talking shoot for the stars. Martavius Bryant, Oakland just ran after us.
Marquise Lee, not a bad pick to end this draft, baby. All right. That's 15 rounds of solid 10-team PPR sex we just brought to you right there. It was so hot.
Once again, if you liked what you saw, please subscribe below. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment. We love getting back to you guys. Give us all your questions. We'll be sure to get back to you.
We will be hitting back with top 5 overvalued players and some must-own players later this week, early into next week, baby. So if you want to get up on that shit, you gotta hit the subscribe button. You gotta hit that little notification bell so you can get that hot sex right off the fucking frying pan, baby.
All right, there it is. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Ooh, would you just look at that sexy ass team in the 4-0? Look at it.